Good evening. My name is Lauren McDonald.
Welcome. Bienvenue. Pajilasi. I invite our social services student, Juanita McPhee, to come forward and lead us in the singing of O Canada. Please stand.
Thank you, Tom. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. Out far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Thank you.
Thank you, Juanita. Please be seated. My name is Tom Gunn, and I'm the principal of the NSCC Strait Area Campus. Let's begin by acknowledging that we gather in Unama'ki, which is part of Mi'kma'ki, the unceded territory and ancestral homeland of the Mi'kmaq people. Our relationship is based on a series of peace and friendship treaties between the Mi'kmaq Nation and the Crown, dating back to 1725. We recognize that we are all treaty people. We offer a very warm welcome to our graduates, to their families and friends, and special guests joining us here today, along with all those tuning in through our live stream from around the world. Thank you for being a part of this special day as we celebrate the class of 2019. I will now introduce the stage guests. Please hold your applause until we've introduced everybody. To my right is Lawrence Boyd, Academic Chair, School of Trades and Technology. Vivek Saxena, Academic Chair, Nautical Institute. Christina Goyach, Academic Chair, Schools of Access, Business, Health, and Human Services. Alan McMaster, MLA, Inverness. Alana Pond, MLA, Cape Breton, Richmond. Don Bureau, NSCC President. Bob McEachran, Chair, NSCC Board of Governors. Anna Burke, Vice President, Academic. Catherine McLean, Vice President, Campuses and Communities. Rosalind Penfound, Vice President, Organizational Development. Monica Foster, Vice President, College Services and CFO. Tara Keener, Dean, School of Access. Scott McPherson, Dean, School of Business. Margaret Champion, Dean, School of Health and Human Services. Christine Arsenault, Director, Enrollment and Registrar. Elizabeth Yeo, Director, Student Services. Mark McIntyre, Manager, Administrative Services. And Lauren McDonald, Facilities Manager. I also want to extend a special welcome to all the elders in the room and to the elected officials who've gathered with us as well. Each September, our campus welcomes so many new faces. Most are eager, some are worried, but filled with an infectious enthusiasm. By the time we see those same faces crossing our stage at Convocation, we see the same enthusiasm. Hopefully the uneasiness is gone and in its place a newfound confidence. That makes this day extremely rewarding for all of us gathered here today. From our strong faculty and dedicated staff at this campus to colleagues province-wide, each has had a role to play in supporting your journey to graduation. And to them I say thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to ask our campus faculty and staff to please stand so we can acknowledge you. Thank you. Graduates, you found an inner strength to balance competing priorities, whether caring for family, holding down a job, winter roads, or health challenges. And still you managed to meet deadlines, stay on top of your workload, and make it through the late nights studying for tests. And now you can say, I did it. Congratulations. At this time, I would also like to acknowledge our student leadership. I'd ask our Student Association President, Danielle Martel, to stand so we can acknowledge you, Danielle. There she is. We're also saying goodbye to long-term faculty that have been leading students and contributing to student success and campus life and now are retiring. I would like to ask Joanne McDonald, Daryl Sampson, and David Thorne to please stand so we can recognize you. Joanne has a smile on her face. As our president, Don Bureau, has often said, we take the community in community college very seriously. There are many communities represented here this evening. And while college life always presents many challenges along the way, by working together as a supportive team, it makes the successes we see at the end of each academic year that much more special. Congratulations to the class of 2019. You've accomplished so much, and you should be so proud. Please know that all of our college family here on stage and in the audience are thrilled to see you shine today. We're so glad you've taken the time to support the graduates in person and online. We invite you to take photographs. For family members, we invite you to take photographs of your graduate right here below center stage as they receive their credentials. In case any of your friends and family are not able to be here, the ceremony will be available to see at a later date once posted to NSCC's YouTube channel. And don't forget to use the hashtag NSCCGrad when you share your convocation photos and messages on social media. It is now my pleasure to introduce our president, Don Bureau.
Thank you, Tom, and good afternoon, everyone. You know, it's such an honor for me to be on this stage this evening to celebrate our graduate success with your family and your friends and your loved ones who are joining us here in this wonderful facility. In fact, as president of NSCC, addressing you, the graduating class of 2019, is simply the highlight of my year. You know, a couple of weeks ago when I was preparing my speech that I was going to give this evening, I was in my house and I was trying to compile a speech that would be engaging and that would be motivating, and my son, Matthew, who's 21, who graduated from NSCC a couple of years ago, was in the room, and I said, Matthew, what advice would you have for me? I want to write a speech that's great. Can you give me some advice? And he said, Dad, my advice would be this. He said, try to make your speech interesting. Try to make your speech inspiring. But he said, the last thing they want is to hear you go on and on and on, so make it quick, he said. Exactly. So I said, Matthew, I'm not sure if I can make my speech interesting, inspiring, and quick. And he said, well, just make it quick then. So I'm going to take his advice and just tell you a quick story. This is a story that some of my colleagues have heard me tell before. It's one of my favorite stories because I think it's very pertinent given what's happening in the world today. It's called the Patch Story. It speaks about the importance of taking action to have a positive impact on others. I first heard this story a couple of years ago when I had the absolute honor to have lunch with one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my entire life. That person, her name is Valerie Jarrett. And many of you, like me, I hadn't heard of Valerie before I met her that day. Valerie Jarrett was the senior advisor for former US President Barack Obama. And in fact, she's often referred to as Barack Obama's shadow because for the 8 years in which he was in power, she was with him all the time. Valerie was in Halifax, and I attended a luncheon where she was speaking about her time working with the president. She told us that early in her career, she was working for the city of Chicago as a young lawyer, and she was interviewing one day for a vacant position in her department. A woman came in. That woman's name was Michelle. And after about 5 minutes, Valerie offered Michelle the job on the spot because she was so bright. Of course, that woman, Michelle, was Michelle Obama. And over the next couple of years, Michelle and Valerie and Barack Obama became very close friends. And in 2008, when Barack Obama was running for president, he asked Valerie to take a leave of absence for 6 months and help him with his campaign. Well, as I mentioned earlier, those 6 months turned into 8 years. She told a story back in 2008 when he was first campaigning. Barack Obama was giving a speech at a hotel in Chicago. And after the speech, he got onto an elevator, the elevator doors closed, and there was an elevator operator on that elevator, an older gentleman, and he presented to Barack Obama a little military cloth patch. And he explained that that cloth patch had kept him safe during the Vietnam War, kept him safe since the war, and he wanted to give Barack Obama that patch to keep him safe. That man was Earl Smith. And Barack Obama said to Earl, "I can't possibly take your patch," but Earl insisted, and eventually Barack Obama agreed. So let's fast forward now to 2012. In 2012, Barack Obama won his second election. Him and Valerie were sitting in the Oval Office planning the inauguration ceremony when Barack said, we should go try to find that man who gave me that military patch 4 years ago and invite him to the ceremony. And Valerie said, "Mr. President, that would be impossible. We had no idea who he was. We don't know where he lives." And the president, with a small little smile on his face, he said, "Valerie, we have the FBI and CIA at our disposal. Go find him." Well, she got up from her chair, and as she was leaving the office, she turned around and she said, "By the way, Mr. President, what did you ever do with that little military patch that man gave you 4 years ago?" And Barack Obama reached into his pocket. He pulled the patch out, along with a whole handful of trinkets. There was a marble, there was a poker chip, there were rosary beads. These were items that people had given him over the years as he pursued his career in public service. And he explained to Valerie that they were a constant reminder of why he was doing the work he was doing. In fact, every single morning that man would get up, and as he got dressed, he would grab that handful of trinkets off his dresser and put it into his pocket. It was his reminder that he was the president to serve and to always, always have a positive impact on others. But here's the thing. You need not be the most important or the most powerful person in the world to have a positive impact on others. Earl Smith did not know that his humble act of presenting that candidate back in 2008 with his military patch, that act would have such a positive impact on Barack Obama. Earl knew that he'd be one of thousands of interactions for the candidate but still Earl acted. You know, you need not look very far or for very long to see examples like this in the NSCC community. I hear every day many stories of students supporting students and having a positive impact on each other. And throughout the year, I hear hundreds of stories of our amazing faculty and staff dedicating countless hours to mentoring and supporting our students and having a positive impact on their learning journey. But there's one example in particular of you, our graduates, making a significant contribution to the lives of others that I want to recognize. You see, at the core of NSCC, we strive to be an accessible post-secondary institution. We want to help all students overcome all forms of adversity. And to that end, a couple of years ago, we launched something called Make Way. And Make Way was a fundraising campaign where we as a college committed to raising $25 million to help our students be successful. And I'm very proud to say that we recently celebrated the conclusion of the Make Way campaign, and we raised over $33 million for our students. And I think that deserves a big round of applause. But as special as that story is, within that story there's a very, very important success that I want to recognize. Students, graduates, your student associations on behalf of each and every one of you have pledged $500,000 over the next 5 years on behalf of each and every one of you. I want to thank you for that pledge, and I think that deserves a big round of applause. Thank you to our graduates. I hope, graduates, you know that your very generous gift will make a significant impact on the lives of future students by making education even more accessible for years to come. As we look to the future, our ask of you is to please never stop. Never stop using your education and your many gifts to have a positive impact on those facing adversity in any form as they pursue a better life. As I think of having a positive impact on others and being kind, graduates, whether they are family, friends, amazing faculty or staff here at the college, there are people joining us here this evening who have had a positive impact on you during your time at NSCC. So graduates, I have one final assignment for you before you officially complete your programs. I want you to think for a minute of that person or persons who's joining us this evening who has had a positive impact on you while you've studied. And I've asked you to think of that person or persons because we have a tradition at NSCC, a tradition where we ask the graduating class to stand up and give a wave of appreciation to somebody in the audience as a way to say thank you for the impact that they've had on you. So would you now please stand as you're able and give a wave of gratitude to somebody in the audience. Stand up, please. Thank you, and I can now officially say that you've officially completed your programs. Congratulations, well done. And before I conclude, there's one other important group of individuals joining us this evening that I want to recognize. For decades, our alumni have been driven by a passion to find ways to have a positive impact in their communities and have made better lives more accessible to those around them. So I want to acknowledge our alumni who are in the audience today. If you are a past graduate of NSCC, or any of our predecessor institutions or schools, or are a graduate of CCEDP, would you please now stand to be recognized? Thank you, well done. So in conclusion, graduates, I want to share with you one other comment that Valerie shared with us that day that we met. She was asked, Valerie, when working in the White House with President Obama, did the 8 years go by slow or did the 8 years go by fast? She thought for a minute and she said, the 8 years went by just like that. But she said, some days they lasted forever. And I think that's so true for life in general. So to ask the graduating class that after you walk across this stage this evening, that you please don't wait until tomorrow to act. Start today and continue to have a positive impact on others by paying forward the many gifts and abilities that you have. Congratulations. Please know that we're very, very proud of you. And thank you. Thank you for allowing NSCC to be part of your learning journey. Thank you very much.
We will now begin with the presentation of certificates and diplomas to the 2019 graduates of the Strait Area campus. Graduates will be entering the stage to my left and will receive their parchments at center stage. After receiving their parchments, all graduates will return to their seats and remain standing until all graduates in their program receive their credentials.
Hello, my name is Christina Goyash. I'm the Academic Chair for the Schools of Access, Business, and Health and Human Services. Would President Don Bureau and Principal Tom Gunn please stand at center stage for the presentation of certificates and diplomas. I would also ask that respective faculty members come to the stage as your class is called. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for credentials in the School of Access. For the Nova Scotia High School Diploma for Adults, Tammy Edwards. Melissa Forgeron. Chad Weber. Mr. President, the graduates in the high school graduation diploma for adults. For the information of the audience, those students who attained honor standing have this designation noted in the program. Congratulations for your outstanding academic performance. Students whose names appear in the program but were unable to be with us this evening are automatically admitted to their respective certificates and diplomas. For the certificate of completion in Achieve, Brianna Colson. Chantel DeYoung. Logan Eeler. Kendra Greencorn. Marissa Hirschfeld. Freeman Julian. Hunter Lafford. Dylan McLean. Brody O'Toole. Rebecca Phillips. Mr. President, the graduates in the Certificate of Completion in Achieve. Mr. President, I present to you the candidates who have completed all requirements for credentials in the School of Business. It is a tradition in the NSCC family, when a faculty or staff person has a family member graduating, we offer them an opportunity to participate in the ceremony and present the credential. Lawrence Boyd joins us now to present his daughter, Emily Boyd, with a certificate in office administration. So for the certificate in office administration, Emily Boyd. Shelby Burns. Cassandra Clark. Anne Marie Dempsey. Brittany Dory Party. Taylor Dowling. Morgan Ellsworth. Crystal Kennedy. Miranda McDonald. Hannah McKenzie. Natasha Marchand. Keisha Morrison. Taylor Robinson. Congratulations. Okay, just wait here. Ashley Sampson. Emily Sinclair. Mr. President, the graduates of the Certificate in Office Administration. For the Diploma in Business Administration, Colin Hill. William Bowen. Sorry, this is for the Diploma in Business Administration and Accounting. Allie Delaney? Okay. Laura LeBlanc. Brett Morgan. Management. Still counting. Nathan Sauvé. Sarah Thompson. Gracie Van Zutphen. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Business Administration Accounting. For the Diploma in Business Administration in Management, Holly Denny. Kimberly Jameson. Jessica McKeegan. Congratulations. Robert Norwood. Congratulations. Kelly Ranson. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Business Administration Management. For the Certificate in Culinary Skills, Young Ren B. Congratulations. Haley Johnson. Aaron McLean. Malcolm Phillips. Congratulations. Mr. President, the graduates of the Certificate in Culinary Skills. For the Diploma in Culinary Arts, Kiana Augustine Sillaboy. Congratulations. Michelle Bernard and friend. Congratulations. Willow Hill. Made it. Hey, did it do it, huh? Oh, well. Really glad you were able to come. Daniel Hopkins. Congratulations. Danielle McDonald. Wait, yeah, congratulations. You did awesome. Donald McLean. Congratulations. Alan Repko. Mr. President, the graduates in the Diploma in Culinary Arts. For the Diploma in Culinary Arts, Ship's Cook, Tamara McDonald. Mr. President, the graduate of the Diploma in Culinary Arts, Ship's Cook. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for credentials in the School of Health and Human Services. For the Certificate in Continuing Care, Sarah Benoit. Julia Gillis. Kendall Jollymore. Melissa Thomas. Taylor Williams Ferguson. Mr. President, the graduates in the Certificate in Continuing Care. For the Diploma in Social Services, Emily Bain.
Congratulations.
Madison Brophy.
Congratulations.
Pamela Clark.
Congratulations.
Jessica Fraser. Emily Haley.
Congratulations.
Jocelyn Jordan.
Congratulations.
Kendra McDonald.
Congratulations.
Lauren Haley McIntyre.
Hi. Congratulations.
Charlene McIntyre joins us to present her daughter, Tess McIntyre, with her diploma in Human Social Services. Tess McIntyre. Danielle Martel.
Congratulations.
Gabrielle Melanson.
Congratulations. Popes.
Emily Popes.
Congratulations.
Stacy Wallace.
Congratulations.
Mr. President, the graduates in the Diploma in Social Services. For the Advanced Diploma in Behavioral Interventions, Ashley Anthony.
Congratulations. Shaveri.
Kimberly Shaveri.
Congratulations.
Jane Gallivan.
Congratulations.
Renee Hodgson. Kate McDonald.
How are you? Congratulations.
Adrianne McMahon.
Congratulations, girl. Shailene, right? Shailene. Used to call you Shay.
Shailene Morris.
Congratulations.
Kristen Wright Callahan.
Just hang on a minute. I'm gonna change horses here.
Mr. President, the graduates in the Advanced Diploma in Behavioral Interventions. Trades, right? Yeah, just hang on.
My name is Lawrence Boyd, and I am the Academic Chair for Trades and Technology. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for the credentials in the School of Trades and Technology. For the Certificate of Accomplishment in Heavy Equipment Operator, Ashton Boudreau. Brendan McLean. Sage McQueen. Brandon McCallum. Betty Howlett joins us now to present her grandson, Zachary McNamara, with his Certificate of Accomplishment in Heavy Equipment Operator. Zachary McNamara.
Congrats.
Donald Nicholson. Braden Sullivan. Mr. President, the graduates in the Heavy Equipment Operator Program. For their Certificate in Electrical Construction and Industrial, Connor Coffin. Kyla Delory. Aaron Gibson. Noah Haas. Tyler Hubley. Greg Hughes. Robert McIntyre. Simon McNeil. Madison Melnick. Trey O'Flaherty. Marcus Rennie. Mr. President, the graduates in the Electrical, Construction, and Industrial. For the certificate in steam fitting, pipe fitting, Mary Beaton. Chelsea Coleman. Ryan Foster. Riley McCrae. Holly O'Brien. Mr. President, the graduates in the steam fitting pipe fitting. For the diploma in carpentry, Matthew Joseph Boland. Justin DeCoste. Pamela Haley. Nicholas Melanson. Tyler Pelrine. Lauren Sillaboy. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Carpentry. For the Diploma in Electrical, Construction, and Industrial, Callum Boudreau. Alfred Britton. Michael Campbell. Kyle Geddes. Dawson McDonald. Melissa McDonald. Kayla McGilvery. Malcolm McKinnon. Tyson Maltby. Randall McCara. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Electrical, Construction, and Industrial. For the Diploma in Natural Resources Environmental Technology, Grant Starkey. He was first. He must have been in, he was off kilter, was he? Yeah. Got him screwed. Kyle Johansson. David Lake. Lily Priest. Olivia Pye. Abby Scanlon. Blake Taylor. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Natural Resources Environmental Technology. For the Diploma in Power Engineering, Jordan Bisnet. Terrence Boudreau. Andrew Bradley. Nolan Delory. Nicholas Durant. Mark Fougier. Brennan Fraser. Brianna Greencorn. Daniel Jenkins. Risha Knott. Rachel McKenzie. David McNeil. Joshua Mumberket. Ryan O'Handley. Stanley Rudolph. Lucas Ryan. Riley Sampson. Philip Smith. John Sutherland. Jensen Teasdale. Tanya Levy joins us now to present her son, Julian Van Oudenhove, with his diploma in power engineering. Julian Van Oudenhove. Christopher Wallace. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Power Engineering Technology. For the Diploma in Welding, Nicholas Bennett. Simon Burt. Brett Frazier. Matthew Gillis. Jason Horton. Connor McDonnell. Curtis McLeod. Gregory Martell. Nicholas Terrio. Brandon Trowbridge. Nicholas Wallace. Mr. President, the graduates of the Diploma in Welding.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vivek Saxena, and I'm the Academic Chair of the Nautical Institute. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed the requirements for credentials in our marine program for the Nautical Institute. For the Advanced Diploma in Marine Engineering Technology, Jennifer McInnes. Keisha McNeil. Jacob Stepnick. Connor Withers. Mr. President, the graduates of the Advanced Diploma in Marine Engineering Technology. For the Certificate of Accomplishment in Bridge Watch Rating, Cody Fujer. Mr. President, the graduate of the Certificate of Accomplishment in Bridge Watch Rating. At this time, we would like to extend our congratulations to the graduate of the Nautical Institute that are fully embarked on their careers at sea and could not be here with us tonight. Mr. President and invited guests, I present to you the 2019 graduating class of the Strait Area Campus, Nova Scotia Community College.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Yeo, and I'm the Director of Student Services. I'm pleased to present the College Awards this evening. I'll first note that prior to Convocation each year, we celebrate student success through student awards ceremonies. Many students in our certificate and diploma programs received recognition for their achievements this year. I would ask that these award winners please stand now and be recognized for their dedication and success. This evening, we will be presenting 5 major college awards. I ask that each recipient come to the stage as I announce their name. Our first 2 student awards, the Governor General Academic Medal, and the Nova Scotia Community College Gold Medal acknowledge the highest academic achievement earned by a student. We would now welcome Alana Pon, MLA for Cape Breton Richmond, to center stage to present the Governor General Academic Medal. The Governor General Academic Medal is awarded to a graduating student who has achieved the highest academic standing in a diploma program. The recipient is Kate Sarah McDonald from the Advanced Diploma in Behavioral Interventions program. Congratulations, Sarah. The Nova Scotia Community College Gold Medal is awarded to a graduating student of a college certificate program who has achieved the highest academic standing. This year's recipient is Clyde Buttery from the Bridgewatch Rating Program. Unfortunately, Clyde is unable to be with us tonight. We extend our sincere congratulations to Clyde. Our next two student awards, the Board of Governors Award and the President's Award, acknowledge academic achievement and contribution to campus and community life. The Board of Governors Award is presented to a graduating student of a college diploma program who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and contributed to campus and/or community activities. The recipient is Julian Crick of the Marine Navigation Technology Diploma Program. Julian is unable to be with us tonight, and we extend our sincere congratulations to Julian. The President's Award is presented to a graduating student of a college certificate program who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and contributed to campus and/or community activities. We ask President Don Bureau to come forward and present this award. The recipient is Miranda McDonald from Office Administration Certificate Program. Congratulations, Miranda. Our final award this evening is the NSCC Alumni Award. We now welcome Board of Governors Chair Bob McEachran to center stage to present the NSCC Alumni Award. This award is presented to a graduating student who embodies the NSCC alumni tradition of excellence and an ambassador whose extraordinary contributions have inspired a sense of community and pride on campus. The recipient is Danielle Martel from the Social Services Diploma Program. Congratulations, Danielle. Mr. President and invited guests, I present to you the 2019 award winners for the Strait Campus, Nova Scotia Community College. I now have the distinct honor of introducing this year's valedictorian, Adrianne McMahon. Adrianne was nominated this year as the Strait Area Campus valedictorian and was chosen to represent the 2019 class. Adrianne is graduating today from the Behavioral Interventions Advanced Diploma Program. Adrianne plans to work full-time and hopes to continue learning, developing her skills, and staying current with the best practices in her field. Please welcome Adrianne.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, NSCC staff, faculty, invited guests, friends, and families. I want to start by thanking and congratulating all of the 2019 Strait Area Campus graduates. It's an honor to represent our class here today. Before coming to NSCC, before even realizing that I wanted to come to NSCC, I was working in a job that I loved. I had completed my undergrad degree and was working as a counselor in the Halifax area for over 7 years. I worked with an amazing team and had a really supportive boss. The job paid the bills and the work was meaningful. But I also knew the department I was working in would eventually cease to exist. I felt it was time to start looking for my next adventure, so I dusted off my resume and started exploring other job opportunities. I even landed an interview for a job with Nova Scotia Community College. It was during that interview that the panel asked me to tell them about something I had recently learned and why that new learning excited me. I drew a blank. Now, those who know me, they can attest that it's a rare occasion that I find myself without something to say. Just ask my classmates and faculty. I knew the interview panel was looking for a passionate and excited self-starter who was keen on continuous learning and staying current in industry, and I really wanted to be that person. But in that moment, I couldn't think of anything I had recently learned that was relevant to the position, let alone something I could pass off as being exciting. Needless to say, since I'm standing here today, I didn't get that job. But that interview did push me to get where I am today, because that's when I realized that I had been really putting the cart before the horse, so to speak. I realized what I needed to be exploring first was going back to school. So I started looking into programs. If I was going to take the leap, I knew I wanted a program that was going to relate to my experience, would be hands-on, and of course, have a lot of career opportunities. My mother-in-law had been gently prodding me in the direction of the Behavioral Interventions program for a while. So I took a look, and the courses looked like they'd be pretty interesting. I was discussing this with a friend, and she asked, what's there to lose? How about a year's salary, cost of tuition, great pet-friendly home, and probably my sanity? Possible gains? Piece of paper to add to my resume, and hopefully I'll learn something in case anyone asks about my recent and exciting learning. I mean, at the very least, maybe I'll be able to work some of that behavioral interventions magic on my sweet but admittedly ill-mannered dog. So I submitted my application in mid-July, less than 2 months before classes were to begin. I put in for an educational leave from work, got that approved, and then I received my rejection letter from NSCC. Putting the cart before the horse seems to be a bit of a theme for me. First, I didn't get the job, then I didn't even get into this program. There might have been a slight moment of panic, but thankfully the latter ended up being an error that was quickly resolved. Just goes to show persistence is as much a virtue as patience. So with my official acceptance letter in hand, I packed up and moved to Mulgrave with my partner, our 2 cats, and 1 ill-mannered dog. Like many of you, The first few weeks were a whirlwind of finding my way around, but it wasn't long before I'd mastered the 3 C's. I figured I could find my car, my classroom, and the coffee. So if you can find those, not sure what else you need. But it turns out there was more to the Strait Area campus than I ever expected. It was amazing to see how celebration of culture and diversity were embedded in campus life through workshops, art, guest speakers, and even opportunities to participate in Mi'kmaq traditions. And then there was the food. I've had to resort to only wearing stretchy clothing this year thanks to the culinary students at Savor. They drew from their own stories and heritage to create beautiful and delicious fine dining experiences here in Port Hawkesbury. In the classroom, I not only learned about behavioral interventions, but I feel like I was reintroduced to myself. Returning to school as a mature student was a completely different experience for me. I was able to learn in an environment that encouraged me to have fun with ideas, be creative, and build on my own unique strengths. Practicum placements not only helped us to develop a whole new range of skills, but we gained experience working in different settings and were able to share those experiences with one another. While we may have a range of backgrounds, interests, and strengths, my fellow students at NSCC have been supportive and really invested in helping each other succeed. The staff and faculty at the Strait Area campus have been second to none. They not only model a high level of professionalism and enthusiasm, but they foster an environment that balances choice and flexibility with the motivation to set exceptionally high standards for ourselves. But more than anything, returning to school this year gave me the confidence and the skills to go out there and say, I'm really good at what I do, not just in theory, but in practice, because that's what NSCC prepares us for. In every program that this school offers, we not only learn the theory, but we have an opportunity to engage and practice our learning. We're set up for success so that we can build on those successes and gain confidence from our experiences. So hold on to that feeling of confidence and competence as you graduate from your program today, and as you continue on to new careers or educational opportunities and all the adventures that your life has to offer. Graduation may be the end of one chapter, but a whole new chapter begins on the next page. I'm hoping that metaphor isn't quite as daunting now that all the trying to stay on top of readings is behind us. Continue to find new and exciting things to learn about. Even if you don't end up needing them in an interview, at least it'll give you some interesting conversation starters for awkward dinner parties. Because really, by the time you hit your 30s, dinner parties seem to be a requirement. And if you do find yourself without any new and exciting learning, just recognize that as a time to reassess and consider some new directions. So whatever journey brought you to NSCC this year, I am confident that every single person graduating today is leaving with so much more than just a piece of paper to add to their resume. And in case you wondered about that interview question that led me here today, I may not have a skillfully prepared answer yet, but that's only because panels generally prefer that you limit your responses to 1 to 2 minutes per question. I've not really figured out how to condense 10 months of learning into only 2 minutes. Congratulations again to the 2019 Strait Area Campus graduating class. Thank you.
To center stage. So thank you, Adrianne, for your inspirational and entertaining valedictory address. Your commitment to lifelong learning is a value that's shared by all of us at NSCC, so please hold on to that as you move throughout your career. Call on Principal Tom Gunn to present Adrianne with a small token of our appreciation.
This brings us to the end of today's convocation. We invite all of you to join us in the Bear Headroom for a reception immediately following the ceremony. I want to thank everyone who contributed to make this convocation ceremony a truly special event. After receiving your credential on stage, you were presented with your NSCC alumni pin. We hope that from this moment forward you will wear it proudly, because today when you shed your gown, your connection to NSCC does not end. Yesterday you were students, today you are graduates. Forever you are NSCC alumni. Please stand for the recessional and remain standing until the stage party, the faculty and staff, and the graduates have left the auditorium. Thank you.